What's up, peeps? It's Ryan here with my friend Josey, my brother from another mother.
That's right.
What's up, man?
Right. What's good?
Just hanging out in your hood, bro.
Yeah, Funky Town.
Fort Worth. This place is growing on me. I like it over here.
It's special.
It's awesome, man. So we're hanging out your co-working space, actually. Your office is just down the way. This place is cool.
Yeah.
I love this area. Making moves always, right? It was good to be with you yesterday. We got to hang out for a bit, and over Christmas we got to see our families hanging out.
Yeah.
So fun. So
The plant is still alive.
it's still alive.
At the house. Yeah. Thank you for that.
It lasted longer under you than it would have me. That's for sure. This is the Growth Minded Contractor Show, and man, if you guys don't know Josey, I want you to meet him for the first time. And if you do know him, I hope you hear some things you never heard before. So we got a lot to cover. So we're just gonna jump right in. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So tell everybody who's Josey. Josey Parks. Tell us who you are. Give it to us.
Yeah. So I've come from humble beginnings. My father was a construction worker, and he had actually passed away in a construction accident. My mom was widowed with 6 kids, and it was really crazy times growing up. But my mother gave us a strong foundation and taught us belief, having a growth mindset. So the Growth Minded Podcast. And so I'm super thankful for those challenges. And in life, we all face storms. And so growing up, there are a lot of storms in life. And so it's built resilience and mindset, that we can overcome, like whatever circumstances. That doesn't determine your future.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you are loving this episode. Hey, if you're a contractor looking to scale and grow your business through sales leadership training and sales coaching and training for your team, then look no further. All you got to do is text us at 945-800-4220. 945-800-4220, okay? Or just go to our website, sellontSTG.com. Again, if you're a contractor and you want to grow your sales leadership training skills, your sales coaching skills, and you want to grow and help your sales reps get better, we can help commercial companies. We help residential companies. No matter what trade you're in, you just want to transform your business, okay? Come to STG. We hope to see you there. Hey, now back to the episode.
And so, I got into roofing when I was 18 years old. And so it was crazy, working storms, and got into hurricanes when my father passed away after working a hurricane. So it was like crazy adding it all together. Starting out, that was always a big deal for me. It's like, I never had a father that was really there. My real dad had God our Father. So, I got married. I have my beautiful wife, Ruth, who you've met.
Yep.
Been married for 11 years now, about to be 12.
Amazing.
And we have 4 beautiful children. And that's where, I want to be the best dad I can be. I didn't have the greatest example. And so I'm not the best dad, but my kids say I am. That's what matters to me. So those are the most important things about me. I have quite a few different businesses. My mission has been to bridge blue collar to technology since 2014. I really started in technology from the doors, and technology advances strategy. And so I'm very focused on the future. I started my first AI company in 2018, and that's still going great and doing some incredible things for contractors. I've got a tech-enabled roofing company, a conference, Bitcoin mining, data center development company. So got quite a few things going, and obviously, Win the Storm conference, where it's just bringing people together and making it a better future for everyone.
Yeah, dude. We met and we just connected, and I was like, man, we're the same age, and you've done so much in such a short time, and just super fond of how you go about your business. And I've enjoyed our personal friendship that we built just over the years, and we share our faith and our focus on our family. And I want to get into business and your mindset, and I want to get in all that. But before we do, I want to know, how do you integrate faith, your family into you, into your business, into how you go about your business? Tell us a little bit about that. I would imagine, you seem to have, from my experience in knowing you, a strong faith, and your faith is who you are. How is that kind of coming into your life and how you go about what you do? What are some of those key beliefs and things like that?
Yeah, so we all get power from something. So what source are you plugged into? So I'm the son of God. So I feel like, being connected to God, my Father, it gives me the power to get through anything. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So I faced so many battles in life, so many crazy things. And like, that's my identity is in him. And so that's where I'm from. That's where I'm going. And so it's easy to have a compass whenever you have such a strong foundation. And so that's really like, he's our power. And so that's where it starts. And then how do we pour that into others? And, it's difficult in business to be, faith-based. And it's not like I'm preaching to everybody all the time. Or anything like, nothing like that. But in subtle times and moments, you can have those conversations with people. And sometimes they don't really know a lot about God, or like no one's ever shared. So you can use those opportunities to do that. And as well as opening with prayer. Some things opening with prayer, or, little things like, I'm just believing with God, that this is going to happen. Just little things and you don't want to be preaching it in people's face. And so I'm not this perfect Christian that's this, that.
You have a lot of friends that are amazing people that aren't professing themselves as Christians, and they're amazing people. And you treat them with so much respect and all that. Like, you don't treat me, you don't do anything like talk at them. I've seen you in action with that for sure.
So it's subtle. It's just, we are a representation of him. And so how we conduct ourselves and how we treat others, right? And so that's how I just show up as me, as like who he's called me to be, and trying to answering the call every day.
Love that. You talk about answering the call a lot, like some of the people close to you talk about that. And like, can you talk about that a little bit more? Like you said, call to bridge blue collar technology, that's a call.
Yeah.
Is there more to that, or is that the main call for you, or is there other things that you like have in mind with that?
Yeah, I don't know what all callings I have, which ones I've answered, which ones I haven't, other people answered, but we all are here for a reason. We have a purpose.
Right.
And like, I know that 100%. And then it's like, what are you going to do with your time? Just like the story of talents. Are you going to bury it? Are you going to go and invest it? Are you going to struggle? Are you going to like push through to that next level? And so for me, with answering the call with technology, I look at it as like all the AI overlords that are coming, like all the technology. Every dictator's dream is the technology with our phones and where it's going from there, the amount of manipulation and control. So it's always been like this like battle for me of like good and evil. And so like, we want to see good to have this power. And so, I'm not doing this crazy, huge AI company that's having that influence. I don't know where it'll go. I don't know where my story ends, but I know on this journey, like I'm trying to leverage technology for good. So that's one calling. Then when it comes to bringing people together, I feel like we're more disconnected than ever before. We don't have that sense of community like we used to, because everything is trying to get your attention. How do you cut the robot's head off and like really live a more present life? You disconnect from this and just be present in the moment. And so that's where, I believe that building a community is so important. And that's where, like with Win the Storm, like bringing that community back and just having people you're going through life's journey together. And so like, that's a calling for me, is like to bridge that and to have a sense of community and impact and community service, giving back to, that's always been a big deal for me. Because when I was young, people used to show up and bring us food and other things like that. My dad was a construction worker, so we didn't like have all this money or anything. And when he passed, it was really difficult. So that's always been a calling for me. And my brother, runs a nonprofit that he's my hero. Like he lives on an orphanage half the year with his 3 kids.
Bro.
And has 170 kids there. And so it's awesome. So, I mean, that's like a calling, and people need to like, if you don't feel called for something, you need to start pursuing ways that
figure that out.
Yeah, because it pulls you to that next level, that next version of you. So your future self is counting on you today to make decisions as who you want to be. And so many people are stuck in the instant gratification, the now versus like, I make decisions for the future, and I don't always make the right decisions, obviously, but it's just like, it's a mindset. So answering the call, that's how I look at it.
And that's like already that's like many questions I've already asked outside of my list already. So way to go, Ryan. No, I think what I love is about the answering of the call, So I feel like the word driven is coming, but I also feel that the word driven, when rooted in the wrong motivation, has created a lot of like people that aren't really doing things for good, and they subtly end up doing things for evil without knowing it, even with greed and status. I just want to commend you. You're pure. The drive that you have with like the source is very pure, and I feel that. So I just want to say that's awesome. All right. So you use the word actioneer a lot with me in our friendship, and just seeing you. What's an actioneer?
Yeah, I'm an actioneer. You're an actioneer. And, so many times there's analysis paralysis, right? People like thinking, I need to do this, or what if I could do this, or how would this work? And this is the key, action. You just have to take action. So when I say actioneer, it's, visioneering and actioneering. So those are my two.
Are you thinking like engineering or like a pioneering? Like what's the earing part?
No, it's more like engineering. Your action is the
Okay.
pioneer.
Okay.
Right? Because something that isn't there, you have to take action to do it. If I want to move this charger, I have to take action.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need power. This isn't working. I need to go plug it elsewhere. That's like a ridiculous, dumb example, but it's just so minor that it's like, you have to take action. And so whatever future you want, you have to take massive action. I say audacious. So it's massive action, and you're engineering your future. You're really building it, but you can't do it if you're not measuring the results. So take action, measure the results, adjust your action. Actioneer your future, and don't just sit and wait for everybody. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to do it for you. No one really cares. It's up to you. And so you've been given this purpose, this plan, and you have to make the most of the time. So that's where it's like I've built quite a few different businesses and other industries, and I just jump in, dude. I go to networking, I go to big conferences, I go to events, I read and learn as much as I can, and I just start working at it, dude.
Yeah.
And that's where, that's actioneering your future. It's up to you. So
I love that. Like, I feel like an engineer, when they build something, they're going to make it perform better, and they have to like measure and see the outputs here or see the pressure there, and they'll adjust.
Yeah.
Right. And it sounds like that's what actioneering, maybe not as a builder of like machine, but a builder of your life. It's like,
100%.
Let's take action. Let's measure it. Oh, that's not working. Take another action.
Yeah.
Keep going. Right. And
adjust and take audacious action. So when you find what works, you just rip.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to skip one and come back to it. So dude, like Josey, you're goated in D2D. Like you have your royalty in D2D, and you just told me about something before the podcast. What's the medallion? Tell us, like, what is this about? Like, how are you on this? How much have you sold? Whatever you want to say around door-to-door sales.
Yeah. So, residential metal roofing was my start. That's where I started everything, was selling metal roofs door to door. So I would do comp to metal upgrades and insurance replacements. And I started in 2007 doing that. So been in the game a long time.
Wow.
And, I got my own company when I was 20 years old. And so I had a product I was selling Alcoa, and then I, with that other company I was with, the first one, they, had this record they wanted me to break, which I broke it in like 6 months. And so I was like, dude, this is too easy. And it's because of the mindset. And like, I'm really thankful for Ross, the dude who brought me in. He just really taught me the mindset. And I'm like, so thankful for that. But I got unprecedented with them in that manufacturer. And then I got my own product, which was 55% thicker aluminum. Took that product to market. I had the Dallas territory. So I'm like, at this time, 23, 24 years old. And so I'm selling my own product and, fabricating the roofs, doing everything ourselves. And it was incredible. We had this storm hit, and I started leveraging technology. Like I used All Trails, which is now, or it used to be Every Trail, which is like a tracking app before canvassing apps existed. So I had like all my pins. I knew where every house was. This massive storm hit on my birthday, in 2012. And it was just like incredible because obviously I worked most of my birthday, like I'll take off for my birthday. But I was like so pumped because this is like birthday present after birthday present, dude. And I sold 6.3 million in residential metal roofing that year myself.
Pretty amazing, bro.
And that was in 2012. And so this new manufacturer, I got unprecedented sales as well. So we went and met up in Vegas just to kind of hang out and whatnot. And they presented me with this gold medallion. Wow. It says unprecedented sales #1. And so no one's beat it that to my knowledge. But it was, it was really cool. So it was, and my #1 key to success is knock till dark. Like the most important thing is knock till dark. So many people don't, but you have working class. And so you miss all these opportunities to connect with the people you really want to talk to. Like that was like part of my secret sauce is knock till dark. Then leveraging technology is what gave me a huge competitive advantage. But like those two things right there set me apart. And I like to jog to the doors. Now they have, hoverboards and whatnot, but it's like.
Bro, that's awesome. Knock till dark, jog. Okay, so let's talk about like team, because you didn't just stay in selling 6.3 yourself. You eventually became a leader of people, recruiting salespeople. So tell me, how did you recruit, train, and manage salespeople?
Yeah.
Let's hit those three. Okay.
Well, when it comes to recruiting, I feel like the best thing is like within your business and who you currently have, having them reach out to who they know. Okay. Like that's the easiest way to get started. A lot of people overlook that. It's like, hey, if you get a guy that comes on and he's active for 90 days, I'm going to give you a $500 bonus. Like something simple, start like that.
Love that.
And then, when it comes to, Indeed and all these recruiting sites, I always like using those. A lot of people have different ways, and I know some of it's moved, but it's like if you can get really good at how you write your ads, it makes a big difference in testing a bunch of different ads. And then also the experience that they have whenever they respond. What's the message you're telling them? How excited are you? You have to sell them. Yeah. And so that's what I feel like we got really good at.
Was it like phone response or?
So we would send a
video. Or
so we would send an email immediately when they would respond, some autoresponder about the company, why we're excited, what we're looking for, what's the growth potential, and why we need you.
In written form?
Yes, in a written form. And then they would book that to our scheduler who would schedule. So I did like group interviews. So I would have like
D2D, it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, so I'd have like 30 dudes in my room.
Like in person?
In person.
Okay.
And then I'm just selling them on the opportunity. Yeah. And then I do a pullback. And I'm like, look, and if this isn't something where you don't believe in yourself and you don't feel like you have what it takes to get to that next level,
check them.
Right now, I need you to just stand up and walk out. There's always people who don't believe in themselves. And which for us as leaders, we want to teach them how to do that. But like if in that moment, they can't even believe in themselves when we've been getting them to believe and like trying to influence them to do that, it's saves so much time. So our success rate, we really scaled and grew a big team. So it's like, I know that a lot of people don't like those group interviews. I always loved them because like I'm one to many right
One to many, bro.
And I'm like, selling out. Yeah. And like, we're getting excitement. And so you have to remember you're selling someone.
Totally.
They have to sell you, but you're selling them. And so many people just act like, oh, you should really, like they're thinking about them. It's like, no, like I'm here to serve you and I want to set you up for success. So
love that.
That was big on recruiting. And then when it comes to like training, when I first started hiring and recruiting reps, when you would come in to meet me day one, like I would filter and do it all myself back in the day. Yeah. But I'm meeting you, Ryan. You want to day one interview what I'm going to do?
No. What are you going to do?
Let's go hop in the truck.
Okay.
Let me show you how this goes.
Okay.
So I drive them around. I knock some doors. They shadow me. And then I'm like, all right, let's see what you got.
Yep.
I'm never going to hire you if you won't knock that first day because you're not willing to do what it takes. You're not willing to get uncomfortable. That was like one of my favorite checks.
Fun. With
checking people. Because I learned we waste so much time with people that they can't handle rejection. They can't handle objections. They get mad. Then they just like analysis paralysis.
Yep.
And so like, I want people that are like hungry, that want more and that will get uncomfortable.
Totally.
So that's where that's like the onboarding, you should say, like getting them going. But when it comes to training, like I really believe in an LMS platform, like having a training. And so whether it's your own company videos, whether you use your products, different products out there, an LMS, because you need to walk them through. Like the first thing is they need to learn to get a lead. So when I started guys out, that's all they did was focus on get a lead. They don't need to worry about getting a sell. Just get the lead, get the information, and then someone else comes and they close the deal. So setter, closer deal, I've been doing that forever.
Okay.
And that I feel like is where a lot of roofing companies mess up because they put a lot of pressure on a rep, which is good. Like I love reps that can just do it on their own as well, but they want to feel a win. Like those endorphins hit like, yeah, I got a lead, dude, and he sold it. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Now it's your time to do it. So it's that gradual, but we would do the setter closers and then we have team leads. And so the way we would do it is you would have groups. Like you have to have a strong unit to really scale out. Because if you're a leader, you can't deal with 50 reps yourself. And so you got to have the right numbers.
What's the team lead ratio you like?
12. You want 12. So like once you get past 12, then you need a mid-level manager.
Jesus and his 12 disciples.
Yeah, there you go. So, but that's whenever you break off it. So you want to continue to grow, you need a mid-level manager, someone to help. And that's just to where you can really serve those guys.
Okay.
But just sharing in the wins, getting them together, being out in the field, setting that tone. Blitz Saturday, like blitzing as a team is really good. Good chats, like good camaraderie going. And so that's where training, having rules of engagement, because you have a lot of reps competing with each other. It's very important to set boundaries and rules because you don't want people fighting with each other. And that's something that I feel like was really impactful for us because you have to know what to expect. You have to have a standard and deliver on the expectations. And so sales training, obviously mindset, motivation, all that goes in, but there's rules of the game, like in how you play the game. And if you want to scale something up, you've got to find the right leaders. And too many great sales reps become managers and they suck.
Yeah.
And so let your stallions be stallions, man.
So so that's good. So when you make someone a team lead, how do you determine that they're the right fit versus like, hiring from the outside or the promo versus, hey, that's a stallion, let them ride. Like, how do you actually know? Are they like usually a team player, core value person? They do the job, but they're really good, like other centered people. How do you determine that?
It's exactly that.
Okay. Yeah.
That when they show up and they're helping other guys, and like, let's say a rep leaves and there's all these jobs hanging, they're ones that just naturally step in to help out, and other reps like them. If you have a rep that people don't like making them a manager, it can work, but it's like, how far can they grow? You're limited, your growth is limited based on your thinking and beliefs and how you show up for people. Because like, I look at it, as you're a leader, you're climbing the ladder and you're pulling someone up.
Yeah.
And the more that you can pull people up, the more that you can climb. And so that's where choosing the team leader is a very big deal. So, the most I've ever had is 12 at one time, team leaders. And I mean, we had teams with tons of mid-level. We had almost 300 sales reps. And so
Which company was that?
CMR. When I got there,
That's right.
there was something. And
that was a body of work, bro. You did some work there. That was special.
It was insane. And so it was, it was a fun ride. And so that was from 2018 to 21. We scaled from like 30 to close to 300.
Yeah, it was insane. And how did you manage the team? Like, what tech platforms did you really like to use? Things like that.
We actually, I brought on SVG, and so to get every rep started, because it's great for like starting out.
Yeah.
Learning different parts of the business.
Totally.
We built some of our own video training. We had our own, like I had a program sales managers would have to run their sales teams, but that was really
like the door-to-door field sales you use.
Yeah, Sales Rabbit, hands down, crushed it.
It was good.
Because it's the easiest, and that's the thing is like accountability, holding them accountable. And it's like a lot of reps want leads. It's like, hey, I'm gonna get leads, but I need to know that you're accountable to this. And when I give you a lead, that you're gonna knock all those around it. And so there's certain metrics and inspect what you expect. So like, I'm gonna give you leads, but you're gonna knock doors in return.
I love that.
And so that way, every lead I give you, I know I'm going to get more in that area.
I love that.
And so many people still, it blows my mind, don't use canvassing apps. It's like the craziest thing to me. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you're setting your reps up for failure because you only can write down so many addresses and remember it. And so
no shot. My brain immediately shut off when you did that. Like, no way.
Sales Rabbit all day long.
Okay, cool. So now at this stage in your career, you're like 19 years in and you're 37 or something.
18 or 19, something like that. Yeah, I'm 37.
Yeah. So you're now full on veteran at this point. And now you're kind of you're past like the stage of recruiting, building sales teams, you're more like serial entrepreneur and like builder of leaders. I see that about you. You like have your executives with your companies, and you're kind of you're playing at like a different atmosphere, stratosphere level with your people and your thinking. And how do you build leadership teams and delegate? Like, tell me about your decision making process around that.
Insane amount of mistakes.
Okay.
Like that's what happened. Like I used to hire someone because they had a degree, and so I was just like, hey man, you're way smarter than me. You got a college education. So like, can you come in and help me? So I learned from just so many errors, and really giving people an opportunity to do it on their own. Like I feel like too many leaders are micromanagers. And so like, how do I build a leader? Give them the opportunity to lead and get out of the way.
How do you know if someone's a leader?
Dude, it just takes time, and you got to take risk on people. You got to place bets. Like that's really what it comes down to. Like Luke, he's the CEO of Roofix, and so he has worked for me. He started in the call center. He came to me, and I was interviewing. I remember he had really cool socks on. I'm like, I like your sock. But it was just crazy because when I'm interviewing, I'm like, dude, you should not be trying to work in my call center. And he's like, well, I just want a place with opportunity, and I'm just looking to kind of disconnect for a while and do something. And he was running a rehab facility, and so he had sold it, and he was just tired of all it. So anyways, he was just looking for growth. So I'm just like, I'm gonna invest in this guy.
Yeah.
And he went from call center to operations to COO, my executive vice president, to CEO. And so he's been with me like 8 years, something like that. I've got another leader, Nathan, with Outlaw Ventures, which is my Bitcoin mining and data center development. And he's someone that came in as a VP, and was just like, I really believed him, COO. And then now he's the CEO of that company. So what's unique about me is like, I want to give them the ability to make the decisions and to fail. And like what I do for them is basically we problem solve if they need help. But it's like I'm a sounding board. So where I think a lot of leaders, they try to give them all of it, I don't give them the solutions.
Yeah,
like good. Like what if, how could, and so just question-based conversation.
It's good.
To help them to pull it out, because if you just solve all the problems, they're not going to know. But like my people, they understand like I'm not just going to come in and solve your problems for you.
Love it.
I'm going to help you try to understand how to solve the problem so you can solve more problems, because you get paid based on the problems you solve.
So good. So valuable. I think we're going to have to close as much as we can keep going because of battery on the camera. So let's do this. Network and community and win the storm.
Okay.
Let's talk about what's win the storm. You've been networking. You're super well connected. I don't know anybody who said anything bad about you. Like you've maintained such quality relationships and integrity. And now you're overseeing, and you bought Win the Storm, which is the biggest storm conference platform out there. So let's talk about that. Like, what's Win the Storm? What are you envisioning? What should people know about it? Who should be there? And kind of like the power of network.
Yeah. So in 2010, I went to my first industry event, and that's where one of your partners, Steve Little, met him there. Yeah. And I was just like, dude, who is this guy? I met so many other people, and it just opened my eyes. And if it wasn't for going to those types of events, my network would be nothing, because I'm not a social media guy. All of my network is based on industry events, in person, belly to belly, feel your energy and like what are you putting off? Are you real? And what? Yeah. So that's where I love industry events. So I bought Win the Storm because I felt called to do it. I still do not want to do it. I still don't want to have it. It's still one of those things where it's like, I do not enjoy this, but it's like part of my calling, I guess, to do this, because I want to see the industry strong. I want to see us united, and imagine us together what we can accomplish. Like imagine us all on the same page and pushing in the same direction, creating the standard, raising the standard. Like what can we accomplish, and how professional will we become when we all come together? That's my focus for it. And community service, give back, because we have, there's a bad light on stormers. Yeah. They're like, you're not legit. Yeah, a lot of them aren't professional, for sure. But a lot of really care, and they really want to learn. They just don't know any better. And so like,
and they've been learning from the leaders are unprofessional for a
From
while.
a rep who sold a couple million or $1 million and started his own company that handed off to another rep so it's like, it's watered down roofing. And so now there's all these Facebook groups and all this, and a lot of it's just BS, and you never know what to believe. So that's why you go to industry events, because so many people, they go there and that one connection changed their life. That piece of information they got changed the way they see their business, because that is why you go to events, is like, who can I rub shoulders with? Who can I meet? Who can I learn from? And that is so valuable. And I just want to see the community stronger than ever. And I don't want to see all these gurus and social media to really like water down the opportunity we have by selling courses and content. Not that that's not needed. It's just like, I believe in community, and I think we're more disconnected than ever before. And I think community is going to be more valuable than ever. And that's what
Especially is like AI is going to continue to grow, but like community and connection is going to be even that much more powerful. So man, I love you, brother. Appreciate your time. We'll wrap up. We could have gone longer, but we're running out of battery. But man, how can people, I know you're not a big social media guy, but you are on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Those are the three.
Yeah. Just Josey Parks, Josey Parks.
And then Win the Storm. You guys heard it from me. I may have my link in the notes by then. I may not, but just guys, go to Win the Storm. I know our team's gonna have a presence there, supporting the mission and elevating everything. So
Well, love you too, man. Thank you
appreciate
for having me on.
Awesome.
Let's grow.
Let's grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit up Josey. Let us know what you think of the YouTube video and the podcast. And peace out, guys.